Hey everybody. How's it going, everybody? This is the We Are Change open mic interview. For this month, we've got Josh David of Liberty on the Rocks, who's been participating in the Liberty movement for many years. I think we met actually in Acapulco, Mexico, of all places to meet. We were both living here, but we met there. And we've been doing activist work in the Denver, Colorado area for many years. And I want to introduce him to our community. If you don't already know him and know what Liberty on the Rocks is, I'll have him tell you about what that is. Tell us a little about Liberty on the Rocks and what you guys have been up to all these years.
Thanks everyone for having me. I just want to say those last two songs are dope and I appreciate it. I haven't seen an ukulele in like forever. I grew up in Hawaii, so that was kind of cool. So anyways, my name is Josh. I know some of you guys. I run Liberty on the Rocks Denver and also Liberty on the Rocks National. We're just basically a meetup group for all sorts of Liberty topics. We meet on the first and third Wednesday down at Independence Institute. We've been able to do some collaboration with you guys a few times. I think it was about 2 years ago. We had Bruce come speak about our mutual friend Johnny Hurley. Lindsay spoke about a year ago. That was a great talk. And then Lindsay helped me organize a talk with Larkin Rose that we did about 6 months ago. And then Bruce and I are actually working on maybe doing another talk, which we're trying to get Jason Bassler out here. So yeah, we are basically just trying to be a home for people to talk about Liberty topics. We bring in speakers. We have free drinks. Usually we try to do about a 30-minute presentation on whatever our topic is. So we'll actually be meeting this Wednesday. Rob from a company called Alpa Bar, which is a local company that uses high quality grass-fed beef, completely regeneratively raised from Jason Rich Ranches out in Ouray, Colorado. No vaccines in these cows, by the way. So he's just coming to talk about why he started this business and why he's taking Bitcoin and Monero to sell these high quality meat products. So that's one thing we like to do is try to highlight, small businesses when we can, any kind of Liberty thing that we're doing. And then after that, we'll be having Brandon Work out to talk about basically all the terrible things that just happened at the state legislature. It wasn't good, but Brandon Work of Free State Colorado is going to come and tell us about everything that happened there. Our next event after that, I will be talking. I'm going to be giving a history of crypto anarchy and the cypherpunks. If you guys are familiar with that, which is sort of another alternative strategy similar to agorism, which I believe a lot of you guys are pretty familiar with. And I just want to say I appreciate everyone here who participates in agorism. I know Bruce dabbles a little bit, and I appreciate him doing what he can in that. I think agorism and crypto anarchy are the two best ways that we can achieve more freedom and fight the state. So that's a quick rundown. And then after that, hopefully, we will have Charlie Robinson, and then hopefully also Jason Bassler will be our event after that. So.
Nice. Yeah, so we're looking to collab on that event, bringing Jason Bassler out. He's from the Free Thought Project and Police the Police. If you don't know his work, check him out. But yeah, we've been discussing on how to best honor our friend Johnny Hurley, and that's coming up on June 21st. And we've discussed bringing out filmmaker Ford Fisher again to do another documentary update for Johnny Hurley's story, as well as Jason Bassler just coming out. So nothing's locked in yet, but we're looking at doing the next Liberty on the Rocks. During that week would be June 19th. So if you want to just mark your calendar, Charlie Robinson is for sure confirmed for June 19th at Liberty on the Rocks, and most likely Jason Bassler as well. So we're excited to be collaborating more as We Are Change Colorado and Liberty on the Rocks. Last year's Larkin Rose film screening was such a hit success, and it was such a beautiful way to connect for a really deep purpose and cause. So really love that. Now, what you talked about with your next topic brought me to just, let's talk about Bitcoin a little bit. Let's talk about crypto, because I had a lot of resistance to it for many years. I wouldn't use it principally because I thought it was the cashless currency that the bankers wanted. It's tracked, it's traced, it's digital cashless money that they want us to use. They want to get us all tracked and traced. And so I didn't use it. And then there's this number go up fad, and I want you to just address a little bit about the Bitcoin Trojan horse and the fad of just watching these NGU on Twitter. They call it number go up. And if you could give us your thoughts and your share about where Bitcoin's at and where we're heading with that.
Sure. So Bitcoin is, like you said, it's this really amazing invention that is totally trackable. And that's both good and bad, right? So there's a lot of different thoughts in the community right now. There's the hardcore Bitcoiners who basically believe in Bitcoin and nothing but Bitcoin, always Bitcoin. And those guys don't come out to any other Liberty movements. They don't come here. They don't come to Liberty on the Rocks. All they do is Bitcoin. And I think that's a mistake. I think we're seeing this big problem right now with Bitcoin, that the number is going up, and that is good because Bitcoin could be an alternative to centralized fiat currencies. But on the other hand, we're seeing that there's a lot of problems with Bitcoin right now. In the last 2 or 3 weeks, the transaction fees on Bitcoin have shot up to $100 a transaction. So if I wanted to send you $5, it would cost me $100 to send a transaction on chain. So there's this whole idea of scaling in the Bitcoin network, and that was that basically they were going to use this thing called Lightning Network. Lightning Network right now is kind of terrible. I am by no means an expert on Lightning Network or anything, but basically it was this third-party solution that is highly custodial. So if you want to use Lightning, you pretty much have to go to a custodian. And we just saw yesterday that one of the best custodians just got basically forced to move out of the US, Phoenix Wallet. So they were forced to stop serving US customers because they are now seen as a money transmitter. So about 4 or 5 days ago, one of the best Bitcoin projects called Samurai Wallet, both the devs got arrested and charged with money laundering. So if you're not familiar with Samurai Wallet, all it was a non-custodial service that allowed you to do Bitcoin mixing. So you would send your Bitcoin, and it would basically scramble it between a bunch of different addresses, and then it would give you new Bitcoin, and it was totally private. Well, not new Bitcoin, that's a bad way to say it. But regardless, it was a private solution. It was the best one. Samurai was an OG. He was very principled. They were doing great work, and both of them, there was only 2 guys at the company, got arrested, and they're charged with, I think it's $100 million of money laundering. So they're looking at potentially 20 to 25 years for offering privacy. So there's a lot of problems with Bitcoin right now. You got people like Michael Saylor. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He's a billionaire, and he's been actively lobbying people to not support open source devs. So there's a lot of bad shit going on in the Bitcoin movement, and it makes me really sad because I think Bitcoin is one of the greatest tools that we have. But that's why I personally really like Monero. I think Monero is probably the best project technically and principally. If you look at the price of Monero, Monero is, I think it's about $120 per coin, which is a drop in the bucket compared to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's like 63,000 right now. And that's because Monero works. Monero will never make you the same amount of money because it's getting blacklisted from exchange after exchange after exchange because it works. I think it was about 10 years ago, the IRS put out a bounty offering $500,000 to anyone who could crack Monero. And as far as we know, that's never been paid out. So Monero is the true private currency, the currency of the cypherpunks. And Bitcoin is great too. I love Bitcoin. I think there's a lot of good use cases to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin could become the central currency of the world, I think that would be dramatically good for freedom. But I think right now, if you care about your own privacy and your own freedom, Monero is the best way to go.
Awesome. There's so much we could keep going on this dive of an interview. I'm going to keep it to one more question because I know we got an open mic headliner. We got C. Waters tonight joining us. I'm very thankful to have him join us. Brand new album he has, so check it out. But one more question. The importance of gathering, the importance of getting together with community and speaking about issues that matter. Can you just like go into a little bit of like the foundation of what inspires you to do that and the purpose of like what do you receive from bringing together the community at Liberty on the Rocks, and what's the benefit to the community? Just talk a little bit about that.
So much like you guys here, I met pretty much all my friends through different Liberty movements. I'm this crazy person who basically can't be friends with people who don't think like me anymore. I feel like the world's just gotten so weird. I mean, obviously COVID 4 years ago. I lost some friends over that, and I'm sure you guys probably did too. You know, one of my best friends since I was 5th grade called me a white supremacist for questioning the vaccine. You know, like that's where we've gotten to in the last 4 years. So I was so happy that I had this community of all these friends, and I had almost no falling out with anybody in the local Liberty community, at least over that. We've had other things. But I think community is huge, and having like-minded people is really important. And there is, of course, some danger of, you know, getting caught in your own echo chamber, but I feel like that's not much of a danger to us because we live in the world and everyone disagrees with us. So having that strong community that can support you and tell you, you know what, you're not crazy for not getting this stupid shot. You're not crazy for thinking that locking down the entire world was crazy, and that maybe we shouldn't be inflating the currency at 2% officially every year and throwing people in jail for smoking plants. Right. So it's
beautiful.
Among 100 other things that I could rant about all night. So having that community is huge. You know, I moved here in 2014. I had no friends. I knew nobody here. We went to Liberty on the Rocks that was already running at the time, and we met most of my best friends. One of my best friends is getting married on Wednesday. I'm going to Florida for his Wednesday, and I met him through Liberty on the Rocks. So I met most of my friends at this point through the Liberty community. I met all you guys through the Liberty community. I don't know everyone here, but it's given me so much. And also another thing that I think is really valuable is that by being a part of this community, I was able to recognize that COVID was bullshit from pretty much, I don't know, day one. I had to reevaluate when they shut down the world. Am I wrong? Did I get this wrong? And then a month later, but no, I was actually way more right than I thought. But I feel like having these ideas, being an open thinker, protected me in a way that nothing else would have. You know, if I would have just gotten the shots, if I would have just done all the things they wanted me to do, my life would be significantly worse off. Had I not bought Bitcoin, my life would be worse than it is now. You know, and being in this community has provided real tangible benefits outside of just friendship. But I got those benefits through the community that we were able to build.
Yeah, right.
And that's just the victory, y'all. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Make some noise.
Yeah,
Because
man.
that's really what I felt. I drove here with Rob, because today of all days my car didn't start. And I drove here with Rob today, and I really had a good chat on the way about just like, really at the end of the day, what we're all looking for is connection right here. You know, like, yes, we want to change the world for sure, and we want to see some real activism, we want to see some real leadership, and we want to see somebody who's got a plan, and we want to follow them, and we also want to step up and be our own leader. But really, at the end of the day, is connection. We want the like someone to check, you know, to give us a little bit of attention on the open mic, or to just have someone to eat dinner with, and to have somebody when you're going through a hard time to have that phone call. And if you don't have that someone, meet them tonight. So
Right.
that you do, and that's what this is all about.
Beautiful.
So I give thanks once again for Josh from Liberty on the Rocks for coming out.
Love you guys.
Really appreciate the work you're doing.
Yeah.
I really hope that more people will come and pollinate with what they're doing over there at Independence Institute every first and third Wednesday. That's it's about 6 to 9 or 6 to like 8. What is it?
Doors open at 6. Event starts at 7.
Okay. And then, yeah, so the event kicks off at 7. There's always great conversations. There's always great people there. And they even have a little Agora market in the back there as well.
Some
And
mushrooms.
Yes, yeah, there's mushrooms available now that the laws have changed. Decriminalization's happened here, so we got a whole different landscape. So let's continue to up-level and uplift the people around us and build this community that we really want to see, and be the change that we really want to see. I really want to end on that. Thank you so much. Bringing Liberty on the Rocks and We Are Change Colorado together once again. We'll stay in touch for future collaborations, and let's uplift them. Let's bring people to their event. They'll bring people to our event. We keep meeting more people along the way. It's a beautiful thing, y'all. Thank you so much.